This video is going to cover Chapter 1, Lesson 1, Accounting in Action. And we're just going to describe some of the different users of accounting information and then prepare a basic net worth statement and explain its purposes. Now, numbers alone can't be used to make decisions. If you just look at a bunch of numbers, you might not understand what they are. You don't show trends or anything like that. So data must be recorded and reported in accounting reports. Then those reports, that information, can be provided to business owners, managers, investors, or others to make decisions about the business or to measure performance. Now, accounting is the process of planning, recording, analyzing, and interpreting financial information. It's just this whole overall process. Accounting is also referred to as the language of business. And hopefully as we go through this, you'll get a better understanding, and towards the end of this year, you'll be able to communicate and understand how this language applies to business. Now, the accounting system is a planned process designed to compile financial data and summarize the results in accounting records and reports. Okay, and then the financial reports that summarize the financial condition and operation of a business, those are called financial statements. And we'll have 3 of them throughout the year. We'll have basically income statement, a balance sheet, and a statement of net worth. Now, the net worth statement allows a person extending a loan. So if you're going into getting a loan, the person granting the loan to see the financial position of a borrower on a specific date and help make a lending decision. That's not the only thing they're going to look at. They're going to look at other things as well. Now, on that statement is going to list anything of value. You know, it could be cash. It could be money in a savings account. It could be a car. It could be furniture. Personally, it could be jewelry. It could be collectible items. In a business, those are going to be things like, again, it could be furniture, it could be equipment, cars, buildings, land, so forth. So anything of value that is owned is called an asset. When you owe money, that amount owed is called a liability. So if I borrowed money to buy my car, I have a liability to pay the bank the amount that I owe for the car. Okay? Businesses have the same thing. Now, the difference between personal assets and personal liabilities is a personal net worth. Now, in a business, that could be called net worth, but it also could be called equity. And equity is the difference between assets and liabilities. Now, here's a basic personal net worth statement. And we have this accounting equation down here, and that's total assets minus total liabilities equals net worth. Okay? Now, the equation shows the relationship among items of value that a person owns and the financial rights to those. And those could be your financial rights, or it could be a bank that you use to get a loan for one of those. So here on this net worth statement, it basically shows this formula. So here we have our total assets, or anything owned. Here's our asset section. So we have assets, savings account, $2,000, a class ring, $250. So if we add those up, we have a total assets of $2,250. Then we have our liability section. Okay, this person owes $50 to their parents and $125 to Ace Electronics for a total of $175. So if we find the difference between those and we subtract our total assets minus our total liabilities, we get a total net worth of $2,075. Next thing we're going to talk about here are business ethics. Now, the principles of right or wrong that guide an individual in making decisions is called ethics. So when you make a decision, you're actually choosing kind of a right or wrong, and a choice will always have that. Now, when you're using those ethics in making business decisions, those are called business ethics. Now, when doing accounting, even though it's numbers, there are going to be times that you need to write. And written communication, keep in mind these questions when writing any written communication to help you perform better on that. So you got to decide, why am I writing and who's my audience? That's going to give you the wordage that you're going to use. You don't want to use complex language for somebody that doesn't know what that language is. Okay. In the message, is the message logically organized and easy to read? Do things flow from one point to the next? Am I communicating responsibly and ethically? Does my writing demand the reader's attention, or are they going to drift off and think about other things? And finally, is the document free from grammatical and formatting errors? So that kind of ends the lecture part of this. In class, we will create a statement of net worth. We'll also do some review about what you just watched.